So we just want to talk to you a little bit about the landscape we're in today. If you were standing here in 2003, there actually would have been a big forest fire here. There was a lightning strike and this whole valley was afire. But as you look around, it doesn't look too bad. Would you agree? So fire is like a detox. It renews our forest and it actually creates a whole new cycle of growth to begin. So, has anyone got any experience of wildfires or the impacts of wildfires?
Just living through the smoke.
Yeah.
Through.
So yeah, 2017, 2018, we had a lot of smoke here because we had quite big wildfires in British Columbia and the smoke was coming this direction. And the reason was we've been suppressing fire here since the early 1900s. So what we've got is really old growth, dead forests with lots of dead wood on the ground. We passed some of that today on the highway. So I want to show you an example of what will actually happen if a forest like that gets a lightning strike. So here I have an imaginary forest. So all the trees are very, very close together, pretty unhealthy forest. And what's going to happen when I light it? Well, let's see. And I've been practicing, so don't worry.
Boom.
Okay, so quite what we would call catastrophic, okay, and a very, a very intense fire. So what happens next? What's the cycle of this regeneration? So what I'm going to show you here is some pictures, and I want you to actually pick out what's the next section after the fire. What's going to be the next picture you would pick out from there?
This one here?
Yeah. So this one here is actually very soon after a forest fire. It's very black, a lot of dead trees. And for a lot of people, this looks very devastating and very grim. But actually, it's putting nutrients back into the soil. All this dead wood, the bugs and insects love it. And all the birds come and mammals come. And the other thing is what's now getting to the forest floor that wasn't getting here before?
Sunlight?
Yes. So sunlight, so awesome. So with that in mind, what's the next picture you would pick out from this?
This one here with the fireweed?
Yeah, exactly, fireweed. Well spotted. So fireweed, the hint is in the name, comes up, it's one of the plants that comes up very quickly after fire. And you see a lot of grasses, still some of our older trees, so we still got the bugs and the woodpeckers and the birds. But we've got some shrubs, some flowers, lots of good stuff growing. If you were a bear, which would you rather, hike in this or in that old deadwood forest that we saw?
That one.
This one,
Definitely.
yeah. We're super lazy and we want the path of least resistance. The great thing about this, there's space, there's lots of food to eat. We're in Stanley Glacier here, and if you're here in the summer, there's loads of flowers, there's loads of buffalo berries, really, really good vegetation for the wildlife. Okay, next section, what's after that? Well, we've only got
Here we
one
go.
left.
Last one.
So, this is a beautiful aspen forest, which actually grows generally after a fire. Aspen is one of the trees that grows. And as you can see, it's very, very spaced out. It's not like that thick, old, dense forest. Now, around here, we had a lodgepole pine forest that was actually burnt. Lodgepole pine are an interesting tree. They've got a pine cone with resin that requires heat to release its seed. Obviously, a fire comes, heat comes, seed gets released, and as you can see, we're getting a succession lodgepole pine forest, okay? So, I want to give you a demonstration of what happens if a forest like this goes on fire. Okay. So, matches number 2. So this is our spread out forest, a little bit more gaps in between, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to light, we've got to take the wind into account here. So, okay, so it's not as intense as fire. The wind actually blew that right through, okay? But sometimes what will happen is you'll just have a certain amount of the forest that will burn and the rest necessarily won't. So much healthier. So basically, to draw a conclusion, Christmas is coming. We're all going to overdo it, and then we're going to detox in January, right? By the end of January, we're going to look fabulous. Same thing happens with the forest, okay? The forest needs this detox. And all these stages, I think you'll agree, actually the forest looks much more beautiful for it. So what it does is it creates a much healthier ecosystem in the area. You get all the animals coming through and all the flowers and great biodiversity. So I hope you realise that we don't want wildfires in our backyard, but it's actually quite necessary for the health of the forest. We do. And press stop. Thanks, Robin.